Now to an amazing rescue caught on tape in Lakewood, Colorado, just outside Denver. Fire Lieutenant Sean O'Hara was called to a pond Thursday after a 13-year-old boy fell through the ice. Attached to a rope, he went out himself, pulled the boy out of the water, and his colleagues pulled them both to safety. Lieutenant O'Hara joins us now exclusively. Great to have you with us, Lieutenant O'Hara.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And you're really the hero in this story. Such a phenomenal story that you went in and you took care of this, but it didn't start out necessarily clear-cut. And what we hear is that you got this call at the fire department for a first aid alarm. What would that have meant?
A first aid alarm is any of the general medical calls that we run, heart attacks, strokes, things of that nature, and that's what it came in as. So when we left the station, we left thinking we were going to one type of call and not really preparing for what we actually found to be the call once we got the dispatch notes and the dispatchers were able to really get a good idea of what was going on.
And when you did get that sense that this 13-year-old boy had fallen through the ice, what was your next move?
En route on the way there, we talked as a crew. Normally, we like to put on the dry suit or the ice rescue suit before we get to the scene so somebody can get out and have that on as we get there, and we knew that wasn't going to be an option. So we talked about different scenarios and how we were going to handle it, and we decided that the fireman who rides backwards in the fire truck behind me would get the suit on when we got there, and I would go up and look and see sort of how severe or dire the situation was, and we'd make a decision from there.
And how severe, in your opinion, was the situation when you arrived on the scene?
The first indicator is a really good friend of mine and a really good fireman, Mike, was on the medic unit, and they had gotten there before us. And when he radioed to tell us that there was somebody in the water, you could hear in his voice the sort of sense of urgency of the situation. So we kind of knew before we got there. So kind of when I topped the hill and saw Mike and saw the kid, it was pretty clear that we should probably do something quickly.
And ultimately, that was what you did. You went in without the suit on, you rescue the 13-year-old boy, and you bring him to safety. What was his condition? What was going through your head at the time?
The only thing that went through my head, a big motivator, was if he slips off that ice, he's not going to come back up, and the thought of that was pretty unsettling. So that was sort of the motivation for the whole thing. And he was holding on, but I don't know for how much longer. He was pretty blue and pretty tired and pretty weak. So just really that he needs to not be there anymore, and we need to get him out was the kind of the sole thought process and sole motivator.
And your fast thinking is what saved him. We would call you a hero. We know your brother is also a firefighter. What has he said to you since this? Does he say, "What were you thinking, Sean," or is he really approving of all of this?
Oh, I'm sure he approves because the grief that he's going to be able to give me. But no, I haven't actually had a chance to talk to him. By the time it didn't really strike me the interest. I don't know, for lack of a better term. So by the time this sort of got to where it is this morning, he is actually out in Baltimore City, Maryland, and you know it was pretty late out there, so I haven't talked to him this morning, but I'm sure I will.
Well, Lieutenant Sean O'Hara, we're so happy you could talk to us about the amazing rescue and the fact that you're a hero. We're so happy to have a hero with us on the early show. Thanks so much.
I would shy away from that term if it's all right with you.
Well, if you would like to, that's just fine, but we will dub you a hero because that's exactly what you are in our eyes. Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. That's a compliment.
Thanks.